my friend Shayla Graham from Homegrown Design, and you may recognize the spot we are at. We interviewed at this house about a few weeks ago, and the construction was not complete yet. They had a few little tweaks, but now, what's the good news?
We're ready. We're ready to show.
Woo! We are ready to show. So, fun fact, Shayla actually is the interior designer, decorator, all things interior for this home is Shayla Graham. And all things as far as construction goes is Dylan Graham, her husband. So, are you guys ready to see this work of art?
I'm ready. Woo! I'm ready to show you.
We're excited. Okay, well, Shayla, before we even go in, should we mention the color of the house?
The color of the house is white, which is just my go-to. I love a true classic white farmhouse. When we was looking back through pictures, we were kind of trying to replicate what it originally was. And the lady that we bought it from, she said it was white for most of her time period that she lived in the home. When we got the pictures from when it was originally built, they're black and white, and it seems like it may have been a little bit two-toned or something, but we just wanted to go back with just classic white, and I love it. It just made it look huge and stately.
I love that, and it looks absolutely gorgeous, flawless, and I love the history behind that.
Yeah,
as well.
So this front door was the original front door, and when we got it, it had so much paint. It had been painted so much over the years that you couldn't even see the carving detail on it.
Oh my God.
So we actually took that to a restoration company, and they stripped it down, and it is one of my favorite things of the whole house.
It is. I remember Shayla mentioning this piece, and you can see the design that they were able to bring back to life on the original
and
door.
the original ring room.
Come on in. Welcome to our project.
So here is the entry, and the staircase here with the detail there, that was all original, and we left that, and that's just kind of a feature piece right when you walk in the door.
Oh my goodness, and you have the warranty deed.
Yes, so all of the art throughout the house or pictures is from the family itself, and it just kind of tells the story over time. And I love about this, on this original warranty deed, it's Charles Kirst, who is the builder, and he was giving it over to his wife, Louisa, and it says, for the amount of no money, just love and affection.
Oh,
isn't that the sweetest? I love it. So that's what I wanted right in the door.
Yes.
And then on this wall is the actual builder, Charles Kirst. And so we just kind of wanted to highlight him right when you walk in the entry. And, you know, it just started with him, and now he's here looking over it. And
so is he the one that wrote the deed to his wife?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is so sweet.
Yes.
These
I love that.
are already setting such good tones for this house, because this house is built on a foundation of love from a family who has loved it for years and years and years. And you're, I believe, the first owner since
outside that family. Yes, we are. Yeah, it's a big deal. We did not take it lightly that we had that honor to do that. So.
And I'm excited to hear the stories you have and the golden nuggets you have from the family throughout the house.
So whenever we first had the idea of purchasing this house, Shayla really wanted to do a fireplace, but we didn't know exactly what style, what we were gonna do. And as we were going through and tilling up the garden, really cleaning it up, we started finding all of these rocks that matches the rock fence all the way around the perimeter of the property. And as we were digging, we just kept finding them more, and we started figuring, Shayla said, that would be a beautiful fireplace. So we had that idea, that's what we're gonna do. Well, because this house did not have any central heat and air. So when the guys came in, we started laying out what we were gonna do. We realized we had nowhere to put a return air vent. Well, the possibility of being on the floor, but Shayla did not want that, and the guys recommended not to do that just because of the dirt and dust and everything else that falls into it. So our fireplace got about twice the size as we originally planned, because the ductwork is inside, encased of this fireplace, and it comes out on the staircase there. But it actually turned out really awesome. We ended up having to buy just a little bit more rock just because it is so big. But the crew that came in and built that, they did an awesome job. All of this trim work and this opening was original to the house. But in here, all these built-in cabinets here, we added as what we would call a library. Now, when this house was originally built, they had this round room, and the lady that lived here left a Christmas tree in here all year round. This was just her Christmas room that she left it that way. And it turned out really, really good. And this is another light that Shayla found at some swap meet.
Here's the living room.
Oh my gosh. Living area / library?
Yes. The library is, I'm going to say my favorite until we get to the next room.
I know, right?
But the turret goes up through all 3 floors, and on the second floor was actually where they had a library of sorts, but there wasn't a bathroom upstairs, so we made that a bathroom. We brought the library down here and just kind of made it its whole moment.
Oh my gosh. And Shayla, I just have to say your staging is impeccable.
Thank you.
You are bringing this home to life.
Thank you so much.
So amazing.
And this was not in the house. The house did not have HVAC, so we had to find a place to fit in the design for a huge return vent. And so when we was redoing the garden, all of this stone we dug up from the outside, and I'm guessing it's just remnants from the fence surrounding it. And so we power washed it all, and I said we had to do something with that. So when it came time to hide the big vent, this is what came out of that. And I think it's beautiful. It looks like it always been here, even though it's an addition.
Yes, and it looks like the hard work definitely paid off.
Yes, this was in the house. They were just gas heaters, so we saved this one to put back in there. And then this is the framed document that it is on the National Register of Historic Places. So I just wanted to highlight that too.
Woo,
yeah,
that is fun.
Yes.
Shout out. I can just imagine Christmas.
Oh, I know. And this, we were told, was the room for the Christmas tree, that she kind of left it up year round. And so, of course, that's where the Christmas tree, we'll have to go back because it's just beautiful for it.
This hutch was actually original to the house that was in the kitchen, but we were able to, me and one of my friends, we slid it all the way in here at one piece, mounted it back to the wall, and then added the trim and the crown there to make it really flow with the rest of the house. Right here, this opening was another door. So we opened this out, same with the kitchen. We had to get an engineer in to tell us what beam we needed to distribute all the weight, but it really turned out awesome. And this will be a beautiful dining room.
Next we have the dining room.
Oh yes. Okay, so Shayla, this flooring all throughout, is this original?
It is the original flooring, yes, throughout. So when we got it, most of it had carpet or linoleum on top, and so that was weeks of scraping up, but I knew we wanted to save these from the very beginning. They're beautiful and they're just raw and rustic, and I love it.
I love them. And this
was in the kitchen. So it is original to the house, and Dylan just very delicately demoed it, and we saved it and moved it in here and just kind of repurposed it for the more formal dining in here.
Yes, I love those hidden gems you have. Dylan is good at repurposing things.
Yeah.
Go Dylan.
Dylan is learning so much. I'm so proud of him because if he can't do it, he will watch videos and teach him. So he's self-taught, and he's just blown me away with what he's done on this house.
Because this is your biggest project yet.
Absolutely. Yes, yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So as you can see now, this is a giant wide open kitchen. But before, when we moved into this house, there was a wall here, which made it a really tight tight fit kitchen. This originally was a butcher block countertop with a very tiny sink. The oven was right here in this little nook. And then there was one little shelf right here where this wall used to be, but it was very tight for us to do anything in there. So Shayla wanted to open up this wall, so we had to bring in an engineer to come in here and figure out the weight distribution and tell us how big of a beam and what material we were going to have to use for this. So this is actually 3 2x12 LVL beams held up by 6x6 LSL posts inside the wall and right here next to this closet. So that opened it up to a huge space, and then we got into the problem, the way the windows, they didn't line up with the orientation of the room. So we added this window and this window, and then we got these big cabinets with this is a farm sink that I repainted that Shayla bought 2 years ago from McKinney, Texas, and it turned out awesome. And then we had no place, once we did that, we had no place for an oven. So we built this, framed it all the way down where we have a ventless hood there. And then it just really turned out awesome. And then there was pegboard here, but it was nasty and rotten. So we were able to do a new one there. And then all of this beaded ceiling, it used to be out throughout the whole house. So we tried to put as much back as we could. And you can see it here, and it comes through this little entryway there with these shelves that we added.
And this is the best part of the house, the kitchen.
Oh,
It turned out so beautiful. I could just
Shayla.
live in this area alone.
I know. Sold. Right.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, right?
Oh.
So this was the only wall that we took out in the entire house was right here. This area was the original kitchen, and we just wanted to open it up to modernize it a little bit. But with the design, I wanted to keep it very simplistic and just nod back to the historical time period and kind of a less is more moment, you know? So this pegboard was originally here. And it was one of the first things I noticed when I walked in the house because I love Julia Child. I'm obsessed with her, and she had this in her kitchen, and so we just repurposed it and highlighted it, and it is so pretty.
So beautiful. And Shayla, this is just one example of how your intentionality shines throughout this entire house.
Yes.
You are very intentional with preserving what the family before you has done.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. And also adding very intentional elements that just creates home, the feeling of home, which is homegrown design.
Absolutely, yes,
and
that's
so
exactly it.
Your mission does shine through your work,
you.
and so I cannot compliment you enough
Thank
on
you.
that.
This was actually laundry room / gun loading room. The previous owners, years and years ago, he had a big table in here where he used to reload all his ammunition and everything. So, and then this was the original butcher block that was in the kitchen. We were able to refinish that and add a nice built-in cabinet here. And originally there was cabinets like this, similar to this, but they had actual like doors, like interior doors mounted on here. So we had to take all that out and rebuild them fresh. And then this whole north side of the house, the siding was almost completely rotten. So whenever I took this sheetrock off, what we found out with that old wood siding, you're not supposed to insulate it without some sort of a barrier, like a plastic wrap. And so because they didn't have that, the insulation was holding moisture inside, rotting it out from the inside. So this whole room, we had to completely gut, new studs, everything. So it was a lot of work, but it really did turn out awesome.
Next, we have the laundry room.
Yes, which I am so excited about this room because there was a fun fact about this room as well.
This room was once a gun room.
Yes.
Yes. And then it served, Minnie was an artist, so she kind of had it as her painting room. And then just for modern day time, we wanted to make it kind of just a catch-all, mud room, laundry room. And this was actually the original butcher block that came from the kitchen cabinets.
Wow.
And so we just saved it and repurposed it in the laundry room. So that's kind of a highlight there.
Yes, and this is a perfect place for a laundry room because of this magnificent back patio.
Yes. Goes right out to the back porch and into the backyard. So when your kids are muddy and running in, just drop it all right here.
This makes me want to do laundry on the summer.
Oh yeah, doesn't it? Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yes, yeah. Yes, it is pretty dreamy to think about just having the door open and the screen porch.
And this serves as a perfect butler's pantry if you're having
Yes.
out.
Yes, it does. I wanted to add lots of storage because we didn't have, you know, as many uppers in the kitchen. So I needed to put storage in here, and that's exactly what that's for. Yeah. Yes.
It's perfect.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, I can't wait. Let's go outside.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Isn't
you
it?
would need a butler pantry off of this because you could not host out here.
Yes. So we hosted our first game watch party out here, and we had chili, and it's just magical. It is
magical.
Yes. Everybody will want a screened in porch once you come through this.
No, it's so true because last time I was here, which this room was being used, you were under construction.
Yeah,
So
storage.
I did not see it to its potential.
Yeah.
And this is absolutely phenomenal. And you even have a fan here.
Uh-huh.
For summer nights, that's perfect.
Yes. Now.
I know. This is a little slice of heaven right
It
here.
really
in
is
Shawnee.
because the yard is so, you know, it's actually 3 lots. So you have a lot of space back here. The clothesline, again, is just kind of nostalgic. You know, I love we put our bedding out there, and it's a little piece of heaven in town. It really is. Yeah.
It is. And this is a great time to mention that this is an estate, if you will.
An estate.
Yes, and it was originally built on like 160 acres.
160 acres, yes.
Oh,
yes.
My goodness.
And the owners were actually the ones that surveyed out and developed Broadway Heights. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So much history right here
For sure.
in this home.
Yes. I'm going to go back inside and we can go upstairs.
Let's go upstairs.
One cool thing and very difficult thing we did was this area in here. You can kind of still tell the floor slope just after 100 years, it started to sag. So because of that, the bathroom here was built up. It was probably 6 inches high on a step right there. So I had to gut this entire room, take up all the floor decking, and we actually I had to sawzall each floor joist almost 4 inches all the way through to make this as level as possible. And it turned out really good just to get rid of that big step up there. This tub was actually the original tub. It used to be green and white, but I repainted that as well and redid it. And we're gonna have a big shower nozzle that comes up here with a wraparound ring curtain. So that'll turn out really good once we get that done.
I am so excited to go upstairs. Oh, we're not going anywhere until we go in
Yes,
there.
we have the bathroom. So this was originally the only bathroom in the house, and that is the original tub as well, and Dylan refinished that for us.
Which those are hard to find.
Yeah, yes.
That is not an easy find, and so for this just to be here.
This is just a little elegant space in here. I wanted to dress it up a little bit more. And so,
I love how you have washroom right there. That's so cute.
Details. Yes.
Beautiful. Storage all throughout the house.
There is. There's pockets of storage
everywhere.
all throughout.
we were gonna take out this C. Well, whenever I took out all this plaster and the engineer came and looked at it, we were still unsure if it had any structural support or not. So we made the decision just to put it all back like it was. This is such a unique piece that we're glad now that we did not take it out.
This is a piece that you notice right when you walk in the house.
For sure.
This, like, is there any?
It's a photo op moment.
Yeah.
Prom, wedding.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, what?
Yes.
Is there any significance behind
So I
that?
really don't know, other than we did have a structural engineer come out in the beginning to tell us what walls we could take out and things, and he believes that this is structural. So I think that it was probably built with the house. Yeah.
I love it, but you're
Yeah,
so
it's
right.
beautiful.
Like, well, okay, Shayla, this is our photo op moment.
Oh yeah. Stepbrothers moment.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the cream throughout the house is
Yes.
so warm and welcoming. I was
Very
not-
timeless and simple.
Yes.
All of the floors up here were painted blue. They had so much paint on them. And so just seeing them like this is like, it's
so
amazing.
refreshing. And the warm tones from the floor
Yes.
pull out the warmth from the cream. So this entire home is so cozy.
Thank you. So this is our whole tribute to the family, and it starts with Charles and Louisa, who bought it, and then goes all the way to the end of both minis. So this is kind of just the story of the house there. Yeah.
I love that. And will this stay with the house?
Yes, I really want that to stay, and I hope whoever purchases it, you know, they kind of believe that, yes, it's definitely a part of the house and for sure the story. So
Yes, and a part of the history of Shawnee. That's why I'm so excited to be in this home, because all of these individuals in this home have, I mean, like you said, they started Broadway. What we know as Broadway now was started from this home. It's the Ward, or the Walker family?
Yes.
The Walker family. Yes, I know Nelda Ward, who used to live here, and she's so...
Yes, she has helped so much with, you know, I call her, text her all the time of, when was this? Or can you send me a picture of this? And so she really is the reason why I got to tribute to the whole family. Yeah.
I love that.
And speaking of kind of honoring the family.
When they framed it up, they actually framed it off the slope. The original roof is up there above that ceiling. They framed it off that original slope. And it was this whole floor sunk down here. So we had to gut this entire room, add new studs, build the floor up level. And it turned out really good, but it was just a ton of work. And all of these windows we installed, I would say 50% of them were rotting, the old school wood windows with the weights in the walls. So what we did was we ordered the windows because the casing was still in good shape. So we ordered the windows, the exact dimensions of the inside of the casing. So we took off the first layer of trim, held the first pane, and then one layer of trim up top. And we were able to put the windows in and slide it out on the exterior trim, screw it in, attach it, and then trim it back out. And they turned out awesome. And it was not as much work as a typical window installation.
This room is a tribute to Dr. Walker. This bed was actually in the house when we purchased it, and so I wanted to keep that and reuse that.
It's gorgeous.
Yes, it's so pretty. Dr. Walker was a surgeon in World War II, and so that's actually what the little guest house was his doctor's office, and so that's just some documentation for him over there.
That's a fun fact.
Yes.
Because this home does have a little brick home with it, which is where
we live. Yes.
While you were remodeling and everything. So that's cool to know that was like a mini...
His doctor's office.
Doctor's office. I love it.
Yes.
And we do have to point out the closet space, because there is closet space in these rooms, and you couldn't see it from that angle.
And all of the original door hardware. They too as well had paint all over them, and I took them off and boiled them and stripped paint for weeks on them, but I wanted to be really intentional about putting all of the original hardware back, and it it makes it, you know, those
Yes.
little details are what you have to take the time to do to bring the character back into it when you do a remodel. Yeah.
So just to clarify, you did that with all
I
of the
did that.
original.
Yeah.
She did that,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. I
Yes.
love that.
This was the only bathroom upstairs, just a little half bath. Same thing, the floor sloped, it was in bad shape, so we had to completely pull it up to the joist, redeck it, tile, and then added this wainscoting throughout. And this was actually really close to the original yellow that this bathroom was. Shayla wanted to have it as close as she can, at least throughout parts of the house.
This is the little powder bath, and I believe Nelda told me maybe it was added in the 50s or 60s just to have a little bathroom upstairs. So it's just a little moment.
Yes,
Yeah.
and this bathroom is actually one of my favorite hidden gems about the home.
Yes.
Because it is, well, one, grateful that they have a restroom
Mhm.
upstairs, a common restroom upstairs, but the natural lighting and it's
Yes.
just so cute. I
And when
love
we
it.
got it, everything was blue and yellow. And so this is just my little bit of honorary back to the yellow, you know, just a little bit of it. But it turned out precious. I love it.
Yes. Amazing.
Before we could even sand the floors, we pulled up that linoleum and it left all the glue. So we had to walk around with a squirt bottle, soak the glue, soak the glue, soak the glue, and then we would just use scrapers, scrape. And we had to do each room like that about 4 or 5 times just because it was gumming up so bad. But once they come in and refill the holes and refinish this floor will look awesome.
This is what I decorated kind of just as a boys space. I tried to give, you know, boy space, a girl space, a guest space.
Exactly.
So this is just kind of our little boys moment.
Mhm.
And it's just another bedroom upstairs.
I do love how all of the bedrooms have very good natural lighting and space.
Yes, the huge windows were what I loved because
Yes.
it just pours in natural light all throughout the house.
Yes, it does.
And now as we're coming through here, this was the master bedroom. All this cabinetry was original, but we had all new doors made for the original cabinets. And Shayla come up with this cool idea to make this design inside the cabinet like that, and it turned out really awesome. And on these old houses, the closets were very small. And this one got smaller, but we came up with a cool idea to add some shelving and stuff. So the plumbing from the downstairs bathroom actually runs through here and back inside to that sink in that half bath. Well, the city said you have to cover all that up. So instead of building a wall all the way across there, we built these shelves that encapsulates the vent pipe that comes up. And then also this will go right here. So if anyone ever has any problems with that, they're able to pull that off and everything's exposed right there to work on it. Another cool thing we did here is all these doors throughout the house are brand new doors, but they're made to look identical as the old school doors that were in here. And Shayla, even though they're new doors, she wanted to reuse the old school door handles. So routering them out, getting everything to match. As you see, I've been working on putting them all back together, but they turned out really awesome.
This is what we have kind of would say would be the master.
It is absolutely phenomenal, and I love these built-in.
Yeah, so that again is just more storage, you know, throughout that people can use, and that was original when we bought it. So we just put new faces on there and painted it kind of.
Oh, I like that. This is original.
Yes, yeah, yes.
And again, these
All the windows, yeah. So the bay windows, you just look out onto Broadway and the trees, and that's why I wanted to do a little sitting area here, just to sit there and just enjoy the view.
There's not one person on this earth that want to enjoy a cup of coffee.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
In the morning, you don't really.
I'm a Dr. Pepper girl, not coffee, but I would sit there and have my Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
Okay, a warm cup of TP in the morning to get you going. I love that. Okay, but there actually is a fun fact about this closet where that Dylan, I believe, touched on where.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had to, the little powder bath is on the other side. And
Yes.
so all of our plumbing and water lines and stuff run through that. And so he just kind of, topped it out where it hides all that and you can still use it for shoe space or whatever you need to in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is very easy to take off and put back on.
Correct.
And in an older house, those things are really good to point out because you never know. And so it's good to know that that's easily accessible.
Yes. All the quirky things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was no true master bath. So we decided this round room right here would be perfect. And this is just right above the round room in the library downstairs. So we came in here, built this shelving, added a place for a toilet, and did this big shower here. So because of that, all the extra weight that's up here above that round room, we had to tear the ceiling out in the first floor and sistered 2x10 joist everywhere, as you can see all the way through there downstairs. That way it was up to code. It would handle the added weight of everything we have up here. And the plumbers, they had a difficult job trying to route all the vents, drains, all the water lines from the downstairs all the way up the walls through here. But it turned out awesome. And you have an awesome view of Broadway Street here.
So we wanted to make a really grand moment up here with the turret, and it needed a primary bath. And so this was the spot to put that tub.
I'm sorry, but this is an in-home spa.
Yeah, it is.
This is an in-home spa. Absolutely phenomenal. I changed my mind about where I'm having my coffee every day.
Yeah, right? My boys keep begging to come over here and take a shower, and I'm like, no, we can't. Even though I would love to sit in that tub, especially after this week.
Our boys have not showered down. I was down in the tub yet. That is so funny. This is absolutely beautiful. I need this house, actually.
Yeah, you do.
We're done.
You do.
Here. Sold. Absolutely beautiful. And it is so good to have both options here.
Yeah.
A walk-in shower that's
sure.
this easily accessible is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I love that.
We have one more bedroom upstairs. This is kind of what we just decorated as a girl's space or guest space. I wanted to put little notes of green throughout. Just the shingles on the roof are green, and there was a lot of green when we got it. So this is kind of just a little tribute back to that color.
The green room.
Yes.
And I think out of the kids' rooms option, which 4 bedrooms, right?
4 bedrooms.
And 3 baths.
Yeah.
4 bedrooms, 3 baths. There is so much space.
Yes. So this is what I was telling my little girl last night. I was like, Case, this would be perfect just even for you, because if you had friends spend the night, they get their own bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So it's just, and this is the perfect lighting all throughout the day. It gets morning sun, afternoon sun, evening sun. So we love to come up here and open the windows and just let it go through. This is a good room.
Yes, it is. And I was thinking that too about the natural light.
Yeah.
This home, you can't get enough natural light.
Yes.
So perfect.
It has a turret up here too.
Wow.
Somebody could turn this into a 3rd floor.
Oh, wow.
It would be a really cool 3rd floor, actually.
Oh my gosh. Talk about, if people are selling finished basements like they are, this is a finished attic.
It would be the coolest kids space up here, hangout space. When I came to the estate sale, I came up here and I was like, this is the coolest attic. And when we lived here, Daisy actually had her little art room in here, and she would come up here by herself and do her art in there. Yeah.
and it is that. It's a perfect little
And we was intentional when we did have to run our HVAC ducting and things like that to try and keep it as close to the wall so that if somebody did want to, you know, convert it, they could still do that.
I love this. Again, homegrown design intentionality,
Yeah.
baby. Cannot beat it. I do have to look in here. Oh my
Isn't it
goodness.
cute?
Yeah, and I didn't think I'd be able to stand up, but
Yeah.
I can.
Yep, so this is the top of the turret up here.
This is a princess tower.
It is.
This is Daisy's princess
That's
tower.
right, it is.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, whenever you're buying a house, you don't even think to look in the attic.
Right.
You know, like you're like, please don't.
Yeah.
And this is amazing. And even that window over there is absolutely beautiful. So you can have your princess zone and then your prince zone right there. Or whatever, you know. This could be a home for a young family, but also someone looking to retire.
So many options. It has so many options. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank
on a
you.
beautiful space.
Thank you. This is the back staircase.
Oh yes, coming out from the kitchen,
Yes.
right?
Yep. So it's kind of nice just to have 2 staircases.
Oh, for sure, especially with if you do have children or multiple people going multiple directions.
Yes.
The flow of this house is way more open than expected.
Yeah.
The flow of it's so natural.
Yeah.
So
when we
inviting.
came here to first look at it, that was, you know, our first thought was there was so many rooms and it was very choppy, but really it was just because they had a door on every room, you know. Like I said, this was the only wall we took out.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just kind of tweaking what was already there just to make it feel more open and flow. And I think it definitely does now. So that's it. That's our tour of 1801.
That's it. Shayla
Yeah.
Graham. This is just, I believe, the beginning to what homegrown design has to offer.
Yes.
Thank you for choosing to invest in Shawnee, Oklahoma, and invest intentionally into families and into your family by doing what you love.
Yes.
You and Dylan are absolutely amazing. And check Homegrown Design out.
Yeah.
They are phenomenal. Follow Shayla Graham. They are just absolutely amazing. And also, Shayla, before we leave, we have to know, do you have any other projects coming up, or is it just your own home?
So right now we're focused on our own space next, and we really just want to, you know, do a place for us to settle down and call home. So that's our goal.
Yes, well, after 3 homes on Broadway, we'll let you settle down. Yes. Well, thank you all so much. We enjoyed spending this time with you, and we hope that you come out and check out Homegrown Design.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Yes. I can follow you around everywhere you go.